My mother was not religious or even spiritual, but I found the New Testament there, which had been left there many years ago when my mom was still married by a Jehovah's Witness, because my father would always invite the Jehovah's Witnesses into our home and then involve them in discussions. He had a love-hate relationship with them, and this is just he respected them enormously because my father was German, so he respected them enormously because they were the few people in Germany who refused to, in the Second World War, who refused to participate in war. So they were pacifists, and many were brought to concentration camps and died because they refused to take up arms. And my father respected them highly for that, but when they started talking to him, he would get angry. But he must have accepted this New Testament. Anyway, I found that New Testament on my mother's bookshelf, and I opened it at that point. Of course, I had read it at school. I had a Catholic upbringing. I had read it at school, but then I read it, and I said, wow, I could see a deeper truth being expressed than I'd ever heard in church, in what Jesus was saying. And I immediately had a deep realization of what he was talking about, and realizing also that the New Testament is really fragments, because nobody has a complete teaching of Jesus, because people have the fragments that they remembered and they eventually wrote down. And I believe not all fragments are actually said by Jesus, but when they did, the ones that are actually uttered, but I knew beyond any doubt that certain things that I read were actually said by someone who was deeply aligned with consciousness. I haven't mentioned God because the term God has been misunderstood a lot over the millennia, not by everybody, but by most. God, you cannot understand God. It's just absurd to even make any statement, because it's totally, language consists of just a few sounds. Just a few sounds that are made by the vocal cords and air pressure. So you have the vowels A, E, I, O, U, A, O, U, U, and then you add a few air pressure sound. Are you expecting to understand the secret of the universe through the combination of a few and you're asking God to explain God, but I'll carry on talking anyway.